In a world saturated with noise, visually, digitally, and emotionally, some homes choose to whisper instead of shout. Chiseled Calm isn't just a design philosophy, it's a lifestyle statement. Today, we'll explore homes where stillness is embedded in structure, and where minimalist luxury meets sculptural brilliance in architecture and interior design. Sculptural minimalism is more than removing excess, it's about celebrating form through restraint. These spaces aren't cold or empty, they're finely carved expressions of peace, where every line, void, and texture tells a story. It's a practice of subtraction with soul, creating elegance through the deliberate and the essential. Materiality plays a crucial role in sculptural minimalist homes. Think limestone, travertine, raw steel, or hand-troweled plaster. These elements bring weight, texture, and permanence. They're not merely finishes, they ground the space with authenticity, shaping the tactile and visual experience of the home with quiet sophistication. In these homes, space is shaped like an artwork. Walls feel monolithic, ceilings swoop like chiseled marble, and light dances across surfaces like it's part of the design. Instead of being a container for furniture, the architecture itself becomes the centerpiece, each corner, recess, and volume sculpted with intention. These homes rely on pure geometry, clean lines, perfect proportions, and calming symmetry. Right angles and seamless curves are used not just for aesthetics, but for emotional balance. The simplicity of form fosters a meditative quality that brings comfort without distraction, and clarity without sterility. Natural light becomes a sculptor in its own right. Slits in walls, clerestory windows, and atriums are used to shape how sunlight enters and moves. The interplay between light and shadow is intentional, creating mood, rhythm, and moments of surprise as the day progresses. Even in their restraint, these homes often feature bold gestures of scale. A soaring void above a dining area, a wide concrete staircase floating like origami, these elements exude grandeur without ostentation. It's luxury redefined as presence, not opulence, as spatial poetry rather than embellishment. Precision is everything in minimalist luxury. From razor-sharp wall joints to concealed cabinetry, the craftsmanship is invisible but essential. These details may go unnoticed to the casual eye, but they create a sense of cohesion and calm that defines the entire experience of the home. Stone gray, warm whites, charcoal black, sandy beige dominate these interiors. But far from being boring, these palettes allow materials to speak. Texture becomes the new color, and subtle gradations create layers of richness that can only be appreciated through stillness and close attention. Every piece of furniture is carefully selected, often custom designed, and sculptural in itself. Whether it's a marble plinth table, a low-slung leather chair, or a floating oak bench, the furnishings serve the architecture. They echo the same themes: restraint, purity, and quiet strength. There's a psychological benefit to these spaces. Reduced visual clutter equals reduced mental clutter. The stillness of the environment has a calming effect, inviting reflection and rest. These homes are sanctuaries, not in the religious sense, but as spaces of mental and emotional renewal. Rather than using decor to draw the eye, these homes use views, framed like artwork through perfectly placed windows. Whether it's a solitary tree, a mountain ridge, or a city skyline, nature becomes the decoration, grounding the structure in its environment and offering moments of visual peace. True sculptural minimalism embraces its surroundings. Large pivot doors, hidden thresholds, and expansive openings invite nature in. Courtyards and terraces are sculpted extensions of the interior, blurring boundaries and making the outdoors feel like another curated room of the home. Negative space is celebrated, not feared. A blank wall becomes a canvas of possibility. An open floor area feels meditative rather than vacant. Emptiness is not a lack, but a gift. It gives the mind room to breathe and allows the home to adapt over time. These homes often borrow from Japanese and monastic design. Think wabi-sabi, Zen rock gardens, and temple simplicity. Yet, they translate these ancient principles into modern forms. The result is timeless, homes that feel both futuristic and rooted in something deeply human. Luxury doesn't mean flashy gadgets. In these homes, technology is integrated invisibly: recessed lighting, hidden speakers, motorized shades that vanish into ceilings. The goal is not to showcase tech, but to remove distractions, enhancing ease and comfort without breaking the calm visual narrative. When art is introduced, it's not as filler, it's a focal point. A large bronze sculpture, a minimalist canvas, a handmade ceramic installation. These pieces echo the sculptural nature of the home itself, each one chosen to deepen the emotional resonance of the space. Even in the most polished homes, there's space for tactile imperfection. A hand-carved wooden door, a raw stone countertop, or an uneven plaster wall can break the severity and humanize the design. It's a reminder that serenity doesn't have to mean sterility. Entryways in these homes are often theatrical, minimal but impactful. A floating concrete path through a reflecting pool, a shadowed corridor that opens into a flood of light. The transition from outside to inside is sculpted as a ritual, marking a shift from chaos to calm. Minimalist luxury bedrooms are cocoons of comfort. Built-in nightstands, hidden closets, and serene lighting combine with plush yet restrained materials, linen, velvet, wood. Every design choice promotes deep rest and uncluttered dreams. Here, simplicity becomes the ultimate luxury. In sculptural minimalism, kitchens are often nearly invisible. Sleek cabinetry without handles, integrated appliances, and monolithic islands help the kitchen blend with the home. It's not about hiding utility, it's about refining it, so life can flow without interruption. Bathrooms become private retreats, designed with spa-level elegance. Freestanding tubs under skylights, limestone walls, and seamless mirrors create an atmosphere of indulgence without ostentation. These spaces are sculpted for cleansing, of both body and mind. One of the keys to maintaining minimalist calm is storage. In these homes, it's everywhere, but you won't see it. Concealed drawers, flush closets, and recessed shelving keep everyday clutter hidden. What remains is only what matters, or what enhances the mood of the home. Sound is often overlooked in design, but not here. Acoustic panels disguised as art, thick insulation, and material choices all serve to reduce echo and keep environments hushed. The homes are not only visually calm, they sound serene, too. Circulation is part of the sculpture. Hallways, staircases, and transitions are designed like slow-motion experiences, encouraging you to walk intentionally. The way you move through these homes is part of the ritual of calm, offering clarity with every step. These homes prove that luxury doesn't lie in quantity, but in quality. Every object, material, and decision is made with care. There's no noise, no excess, just space to think, feel, and live fully. This is luxury not as consumption, but as clarity. Despite their minimal nature, these homes are never cookie-cutter. Each is tailored to its owner's needs, routines, and tastes. Sculptural minimalism isn't a trend, it's a framework through which individuality is expressed with intention and subtlety. From Tadao Ando to John Pawson to Vincent van Dyson, many architects champion this quiet approach to design. Their work isn't about ego, but about essence, stripping back the non-essential to create homes that resonate emotionally, spiritually, and physically. In the end, these homes are not just places to live, they are experiences. They invite you to slow down, to be present, and to live with intention. Living in one of these spaces feels like stepping into a living sculpture, crafted for both comfort and contemplation. In a world craving depth and calm, sculptural minimalist homes offer more than aesthetics, they offer a way to live better. Every carved wall, every quiet surface, and every beam of natural light works together to form a symphony of peace. This is chiseled calm, where less becomes everything.